dear friends, I'm glad to welcome everyone watching our channel Sotnik-TV this moment. Today is the 8th of February 2020, and here's the main episode of our today's show. These are the news that shy Putin's propaganda glass is over. 183 civilians, including 52 kids, have been killed in Syrian Idlib de-escalation zone since January 12th. Such report was given by Syrian Human Rights Network. The majority of victims, 115 of them, were killed as a result of strikes by Russian Air Force. Naama Isachar is going to dispute her verdict by Russian court. They have condemned an innocent one, Naama declared soon after returning to Israel. Her lawyers are now planning on turning to the European Court of Human Rights to prove Russian authorities had no basis for detaining the Israeli in Sheremetyevo airport transit zone and making the verdict such harsh. Prague authorities are going to rename Podkastany Square, where Russian embassy is located, into Boris Nemtsov Square, as reported by Zdenek Grzyb, the head of the city. I guess we will vote that renaming on February 24th, so that we could perform the ceremony of memorial opening with the new name on Boris Nemtsov Assassination Day. We would love to have his daughter on that ceremony with us, Grzyb said. Russians not aware of that probably make little problem. Yet such news portray Russia in common to the rest of the world. Lukashenko avoids Putin, yet is forced to visit that Tsar in Kremlin. He would refuse treats, scared of poisoning attempts, but would be forced to play some hockey. Still, that wasn't followed by any breakthrough in the oil field, as Kremlin keeps using the oil pipe as a bargaining chip against Lukashenko. You either take that Belarus as a bride to the bold rat bedroom, or we take you away from power. The way doesn't matter, as we have removed even those wars. They remember the potato Führer hugging Pompeo. But this is no time for politesses. Both Kremlin and Minsk realize that it's not about love anymore. Around 90% of Belarusians vote strictly against unifying with Putin's Russia. So the Putinists will either drag the Republic into the Kremlin bed next to the entire Russia laying raped, or start some political rumble. And the help of the US Senate Department doesn't guarantee victory to Minsk. A multimillionaire known United Russia Party member and a member of the state parliament, Ayrat Khayrulin, was killed on Friday as a result of his own helicopter crash. In fact, Mr. Khayrulin hasn't declared that helicopter officially. The killed parliamentary is supposedly worth $600 million. He was considered the richest parliamentary representing Tatarstan, staying on that position during the past 16 years. Khayrulin was buried at Mirny Muslim Cemetery earlier today. The funeral was attended by several hundred people. For now, his death is considered an accident, not suggesting any special operation on assassinating him. The main ongoing special operation in Russia is Putin changing the constitution. A protest meeting against the constitutional takeover in Mariina was attended by a couple of dozen citizens and around 500 security officers to maintain a so-called order. That's all you need to know about the protest spirit in Russia. There is no such spirit, neither of protest nor of anything else. The country froze and got damaged, staying some ice chunk that is speeding towards the edge, terribly accelerating, and when it reaches the bottom, that will tear into numerous pieces. That was the main episode for today's stream. We're streaming live on Sotnik-TV. It's 7:19 p.m. Moscow time. All the stuff Putin is spilling now around the constitution is a legal nullity. It's illegal. It's a crime that looks like some full-value constitutional takeover. That is a high treason. That makes Putin traitor. He's a criminal, people. I sure realize it's not the first time Putin plays a shell game. Yet global laws are there for a reason. Those sure can be disregarded. One may not care about those for as long as he wishes, but such violations always end up with catastrophe. That has to do with citizens' private lives as well as with the social life and the politics, especially the highest one. And once the laws are disregarded by the head of the state, he needs to be impeached and kicked out straight to a prison cell. Yet no one can kick him out, as he became a memorial to himself. He is a dictator now. He is a great bold dictator everyone is afraid of. He is a memorial of our cold feet and our apathy. He is a monument of the undead post-USSR. But he has already turned into some boomerang for each post-Soviet. So mark my words. The thing is that constitution trick may simply stop Russian existence, de jure, and put an end to such state. The rest of the world may simply stop accepting that after such changes. That will turn into some fake self-declared territory, living under some fake constitution. That constitution won't be worth the paper it's written on. So Putin is now setting a nuclear bomb under the country. Any government on the planet may easily stop its diplomatic and trade relations with that federation of pirates and gangsters, saying we don't know you, we don't know the law you use, we don't know the basis for your representing anyone. Why have you reformed your government and changed the rules, now demanding anything from us? Get out! No doubt the entire Putin's mafia counts on that notorious nuclear button. The West fears so much. At least today I see that everyone is scared of that thing. Once he starts touching that, everyone gets tensed, as they got used to value human lives in the West, while we don't give a damn. Our wives will make more children. Yet Great Britain foresays is not rushing another trade treaty with Moscow. They simply demand from Putin to give out Lugovoy assassins, as well as officers Mishkin and Chipiga, along with their third companion, whoever he is. After that, they will start thinking on that trade treaty with Putin. Yet Putin will sure protect his executors, as they may name the client right away. That means no trade with the UK. They put it simple and logical, with no emotions. There's an opinion on why would Putin need such a rush around that fake constitution. In fact, he is now forming 8 future territories that are to split apart when the time comes. Until then, some preparation period is on. Why those 8 districts formed? Listen to a version by Ahmed Zakayev that he declared on our channel on several September shows and later on. Yet there is another guess on why Putin needs to change the constitution so urgently. All that could be some basic power preserving trick, making that a lifetime during an economical disturbance. Such a soft term I'm using, economical disturbance. All terms seems to have expired now, and Putin's economy is done with. They say that Prime Minister's Mishustin mission is simply technical. They say that Mishustin himself is the former Prime Minister Kiriyenko version 2.0. Putin allegedly saved Medvedev, his tandem body, as a default was imminent. That might even happen in 2020. Not until the victory day, don't you worry. Nothing happens until May 9th. All Russians will be pumped with their stories about grandfathers fighting and grandmothers helping. So nothing to worry about until May 9th. But should we start worrying after that day? That makes a question. So they say that Mishustin's mission is to prepare the system for that default. He needs to run that just like Minister Kirienko did back in 1998. Then he would take the primary strike and all those waves of hate by the citizens. As the result of that default, the citizens will lose the rest of their money. They will lose their last pence. That's when the captive people's spirit gets outraged. So Mishustin will be urgently thrown on people's rage spikes. Certain forces are busy forming a certain negative case against him now. All that billion-dollar real estate that belongs to him and the family. Then they will say, we warned you. Here's what that midget billionaire turned the country into. That Mishustin has a filthy hand. It was Mishustin, not Putin. Harbor, one of the most popular resources among the IT community, moved its company residence to Cyprus. That's another story I'm reading to you. Residence change may be linked to Harbor not willing to obey its duties as a disseminator of information. That means uncontrolled security officers' access to users' data, messages and giving out decryption keys, as well as saving all that data for several years in favor of security services. Harbor exists since 2006, being one of the most credible and popular IT websites in Russia. Well, those people have taken that responsibly and decided not to be a part of the fascist crimes by the regime. They did the right thing, and I fully support them. Thank you for watching Sotnik-TV and subscribing to Patreon. Thank you for staying loyal viewers. Even if you don't subscribe to Patreon, you may still keep watching and sharing that video, as every subscriber and every viewer is really important for me. Take care of yourselves, of your hearts and souls, and of those close ones. We'll meet soon. Watch Sotnik-TV.